advertising.
Okay.
This is cool.
Go to my channel. Let's see. Refresh. Oh, there we go.
This is one of my first podcasts, man, and I
There
felt
you go.
like
Wait, what is that? What are those?
those are analytics, man. It's extensions.
Wait, put the volume down.
Oh, my speakers are off now.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Type a message. Okay.
It's kind of like in the news, right? Where
Yeah.
you see it
Yeah.
30 seconds before everybody else does,
Did it go off?
just in case somebody else dies, you know.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me refresh. Are we live on IG?
Since we're going here.
Okay, maybe we just need to refresh it.
There we go. Got my
So
own
the conversation, hey, all right.
Oh yeah, I think we have it. Yeah, there we go. I think it's working now. Oh, that's cool. 720p. Yeah, it is working. Nice.
All right, cool. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. So we're here right now enjoying the podcast. Right?
Yeah.
We got Javier Cernas. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him for quite a few years, about 10 years that we've known each other.
Yeah.
My name's Nando Palacios. Actor, rapper, musician, audio producer, advertiser. Just kind of what I do here. And just happy to be a guest with Javi on his show. And really excited about talking about this topic. I think this is one of those topics that's really going to relate to everybody who's just anybody in general. And I think it's something important that I think a lot of people need to listen to.
Yeah.
I think it's something that a lot of people need to incorporate in their lives. It's my personal belief.
Yeah.
So yeah, wait. I'm gonna let you take the kind of lead on this, man. Let's see where you want to go with this.
Well, I mean, pretty much the topic was like, what it's like. Like I know this year has been terrible for a lot of people, and like a bunch of struggles and like ups and downs, like for a lot of people, like financially and like with all this pandemic going on. Like what's next for everyone? Like what's their goal gonna be for next year? Like what are they trying to thrive for next year? Like if they have a goal to be like, or even go work out, or like go to the gym, or this and that, like, you know, like what's their goal? Like, and pretty much like even my goal would be like start working out more and like finding my own self and working on myself as well, and like become like a better, like manage my, like, you know, my life a little bit, because I got a company, I got work, I got YouTube, so it's kind of hard to manage everything all at once. So pretty much my goal is just like manage everything and be like financially stable as well.
Good. It's a good goal.
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of brings up another important subject. I think it's kind of important for us to just realize that it's one thing to set the goals, but it's also how do you manage your goals with the life that you already live.
Yeah.
With just life in general. Because I feel like a lot of us have a lot of goals, but I feel sometimes it's difficult to stick to them because you have other things that get in the way, or your mind's focused on something else, or you kind of trying to multitask just the regular balances of life all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just my personal, or just what I've seen through my personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to ask Javi is like, do you think this is something that we should start do you think people should start just focusing on the goals because, you know, we might be expecting COVID to be over? Do you think we should start working on the goals because it's just something we should do? So we will focus on the goals because it's a new year, it's a new time to start fresh.
I mean, that's hard. That's a good question. Like no one expected this to happen at all, and like it's funny how like all this started, and like it kind of ruined a lot of people's like work environments, social gatherings, and this and that, and like we shouldn't let this stop us from reaching our goals in the future. Like if it's just to get a promotion at work or just to create something, like we shouldn't let COVID stop us from doing that. Like we've gone through a lot of different diseases throughout many years, and it hasn't stopped anyone at all. Like years ago when we had what was it, H1N1, I think it was.
Right, the swine flu.
Swine flu, yeah. Like
whatever happened to the swine flu?
Like years ago, like that didn't stop anyone. People kept moving on, you know, and like yeah, people sadly they're not here with us right now, but like we have to continue on what we want to do in life. Like we shouldn't let anything stop us and get in on our way. Because maybe like say your car breaks down or something, or yeah, you might get fired at work or something. Like don't let that stop you. Don't give up. Like just keep trying to find something else to do. Make something out of anyone can make anything out of thin air, you know?
Do you mean like make a goal out of thin air? Or
Yeah.
okay.
Like when I created my own company, like I went to school for many years, studying photography and videography, and I created a company out of thin air, out of nowhere, and it's slowly growing. And it's funny, like, see, like COVID got in my way a little bit, but actually, like it's actually getting a lot of traffic coming in for some reason.
Yeah.
And like even at the end of at this year, it's still going. I have 3 weddings to shoot next year. I have another photo shoot tomorrow. So like
nice.
like this year there's ups and downs, but like you shouldn't let COVID stop you. You keep just thriving in what you want to do in life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, to add on to that subject, just real quick, just the Instagram live. I don't know if maybe we should just try to see if we can find another spot for that, so we can kind of get the both of us.
Yeah.
We're on
Someone
Instagram.
says hello.
Hey, how's it going there, Mariah? How you doing? Thanks for joining us, by the way, Mariah. We're just kind of we're on the topic now of goal setting and just having goals in general. And I think it's just an important subject that everybody should have in life. Since you're watching, we'd like to hear maybe something maybe some of your goals too. We'd like to kind of hear what everybody else there is looking to do for the next year. But until then, we'll just carry on where we were. So, Avi, like you were saying, you know, a lot of us have the obstacle of COVID in our way. You know, COVID has affected a lot of businesses. It's affected So COVID has affected a lot of businesses and affected kind of like the way a lot of people live our lives. What I see is that COVID could be one or two things. It could either be motivation or it could be an excuse.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people just kind of use COVID as a reason not to do anything. You know,
Yeah,
I know there's people who are struggling, so I'm not saying that anybody out there who's financially in trouble because of COVID, or I'm not putting anybody down. But I personally know a lot of people who are using it to their advantage, people who are trying to just milk what they can during the COVID, as opposed to actually making moves and trying to do something and, you know, utilizing this time.
Yeah.
I mean, now's the time where we're, you know, sitting at home and a lot of people have a lot more time on their hands. Like, man, use that time to your advantage. Do something with that time.
Yeah.
Don't just sit around, man. Just don't watch Netflix all day.
Yeah.
Like, you get bored because you're not at work. Find something to do. This is the time to start finally recording that music. This is the time to maybe start working on the book, to start even reading a book or something, you know?
Yeah.
This is the time to just to get started. Time to start working out. Join the gym membership. You know, bake a recipe, something, whatever it is, but this is the time to do it. I do have a topic that I do want to kind of talk about.
Yeah.
And it's the topic of creating goals. I think it's pretty important. I think that that's one thing to have a goal, but how do we achieve them? Or how do we even go about creating them? Kind of curious as to what your thoughts are on that. Alex.
How to create a goal in life? Like, let's see, I'm trying to think.
I'm saying, hey, sorry. Long week. It was a long week. I worked hard for it. I'm just taking the edge off. Don't mind me.
This is a PG channel.
I'm an adult, alright?
I'm trying to think, like, create a goal for yourself. Like, I don't know. Maybe, like, for a lot of people, it might be just working out next year, going to a gym, like you said. And going back to what you said first, like, people using COVID for an excuse. Like, recently I saw a Shark Tank, right? And all these people that come in and pitch these ideas, they've used COVID this, COVID that, COVID this. And, like, it's kind of annoying now that they've used the word COVID so many times. And yes, it's a real thing going on in the world, but like you said, we should stop making COVID as an excuse for not doing anything. Like, take these days that you're at home to your advantage. Like, I take my days off for an advantage. Maybe I might take one day at least just to relax at home, but maybe another day off to go out and shoot something or make a video or do this and that. Like, don't waste your time. Like, don't waste your time playing video games. I mean, if you're a YouTuber or a gamer, then that's different. But, like, don't waste your time on it, like, you know? invest your time in the thing you want to study, do you want to make, you want to create like a goal next year, like say you want to, I don't know, travel the world. Hopefully, when all this is over, like if that's your goal, then go do it. Like don't waste your time on it. Yeah, people make excuses that they don't have the money and time for it, and I've seen a lot of people even don't have the money and still travel somehow.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like
We always wonder. There's always those people.
Yeah.
We're like, how the fuck? You know?
Yeah, like how do you
that?
do that? Like where do you, like I've seen people go to Norway, Paris, this and that. Like how do you do that? But I've seen people just get in their car and go. Like get a minivan and just go.
Yeah. You know what? Like one of the things that I realized too is people, like you. Speaking of excuses, people will say things like, "I don't have the time," or "When I find the time," or I hate this one. I hear it all the time. I'm just really busy right now.
Yeah.
Fucking hate that. Because the thing is, like, I personally don't believe that anybody's ever busy or too busy. I feel like people just don't prioritize it.
Yeah.
Because if you really want to do something, you will do it. You really will do it. You know? So that kind of explains, like, how people who, like, you know, sell coffee for a living, not that there's anything wrong with that, but, like, people who are, like, working at Starbucks making less minimum wage or relying on tips, restaurant service, things like that, right, that I've seen. But they're over here traveling the world.
Yeah.
You see them in Greek, and then half a year from now they're in Colombia, so on and so forth. How do they do it? Well, we don't know how they do it, but we just know that they really wanted to. And when you really want to, you figure out a way how to do it, which is important.
Yeah.
Important in terms of creating goals. It's like you really gotta have to want to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
To keep you going.
Yeah, like I really wanted to create like my company, and I kind of didn't start it right away. Like I had an idea of it, and then I never did it for a year, and then the following year I just decided just to start taking pictures, doing that, offering my services sometimes for free even, and just to get your foot in the door really. And
You're right.
and like normally, I'm trying to think what else.
I would just connecting the other camera.
I think.
I would just probably rotate it like that.
Yeah.
For those on the Instagram, just bear with us for a while. There we go, perfect.
That's better. And like I don't know the topic now. What was it? What did you say before? I lost my train of thought now.
I'm not gonna be lying if I said I knew where you left off.
I'm trying to think now.
We were talking about you know, we were talking about you know, if you really want to, you'll find a way to do it.
Yeah. So like, if you really want to achieve something in life, go do it. Like I said, I wasted a year having the idea to make my own company, and then the following year I did it, and I should have done it like right away. Like, people have ideas and many ideas, and I could say like the crazy people have the most crazy ideas, but they do it, and no matter who you are or what race, ethnicity you are, if you have an idea, I would just say just go do it. Because don't let people judge you for wanting to create a company. Like I always say, maybe my company will become a multi-million-dollar company. Who knows? And that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but have that in the back of your head. Like that's what your goal is, and don't think about the money either. Like if you're making a company or a coffee shop or this and that, the money isn't important at all. The money will come later. The most important thing is your time and the idea you want to create. Like I focused way too much on like making money, but that's not important at all. The money will come later. Like that's what I've learned for a few years now. Like don't worry about the money. Worry about achieving your goal. Getting like maybe for me taking a lot of pictures of people, making weddings, this and that. The more bigger profile you have or the bigger portfolio you have to show other clients, maybe that's like a more better high paying job because they can see
like the scenario happened with people who have like people's parents. Some people parents aren't as supportive. I know mine, you know, they always told me they were supportive, but as much as they congratulate me for what I'm doing, I've always heard them just say things like, you know, always trying to compare me to the doctor I could have been, you know,
Yeah.
the lawyer I could have been, but that wasn't for me, you know. So, along
Well,
with
you're dressing the part, so.
you know, but with that being said, is in order to change your goals, you really have to disregard what anybody thinks, and then including sometimes your friends and your family, because chances are, it's those the people who are talking the most about you or judging you the most are always gonna be the people who have never been where you are or where you're going.
Mhm.
People who have done what you are hoping to accomplish are never gonna look down on you ever, ever. If you want to build a multi-million-dollar fitness photography company and someone's done it, they're never gonna think you're stupid for what you're doing.
Because I've been in your shoes.
Yeah, they know they believe in you, you know,
Yeah.
and that's the problem. Is like a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have people to believe in them, but a lot of people don't believe in themselves. The thought of them actually going out pursuing something that they want to do is scary to a lot of people, you know,
Yeah.
or just unrealistic to a lot of people. People don't actually think that they can do what the fuck they want to do with their life,
Right?
you know. So, with that being said, I want to get onto the topics of something really important. I don't know how familiar you are with it, but I'm like a junkie when it comes to self-development.
Okay.
But the topic of goals, so it's one thing to have a goal. It's another thing to stick to your goal. Okay? How do you, I mean, I know you're passionate as it is. Like, you know, I know you love photography to the maximum, you know. I know you love your technology, and I know you love everything that you do. So it's kind of easy to see what keeps you motivated, what keeps you going in day in, day in, day out, no matter what, which is cool. But what do you do in those times where it gets tough? Do you ever have any of those moments?
Yeah, actually. I think about like a year or two ago, actually, I felt like I put so much work and effort into my company that it didn't do anything for quite a while, and I felt like I gave up for a bit, and I was like, oh, forget this and that. It's not working. My website looks terrible. I'm not getting any clients. No one's reaching out to me, and I mean, I had some faults going up and down. This and like for anybody, like really, they have a goal or a job. Like you're gonna have those days that you're gonna be hitting your all-time low, you know, and like you just have to relax and just say, okay, let me see what I could change. And the good thing about you falling to the ground is that you could get up because what was the word? I lost it now. Failure is not a bad thing. Failure is a good thing because you learn from your mistakes. And when you learn from something, you're going to change something in life. If you might say, if you were in a relationship, you screwed something up, you learn from it for the next time.
Yeah.
For a company, you made a mistake, you spent too much money, this and that. Okay, well, you learn from that mistake, and the next time you do it better, you know.
Yeah.
And like I've changed my platforms. I've changed the way I post on social media. I changed the way I take pictures of people. I've like, you know, I've changed different locations as well, just to have a different variety of like my backgrounds. I've used like almost the same background like almost every single time, and so, and like a lot of people should not worry what people think about them as well, because like I constantly posted on Instagram, and I don't know if you recently saw, but like Canon has been commenting on my photos, and I was so excited because they're like, what?
Fucking Canon.
Yeah, Canon like commented on them, like they liked the photos, and I tagged them and everything, and I put it was shot on the Canon 90D, and I was like super excited. I was like, what? Canon just like commented on my photos, and I was so excited, and like that's what really like makes me happy, because like my work is reaching, like going to their social media, you know, and like like I don't know, it's so exciting for like I put so much work into this company that they said like they like my job, and that kind of feels like a little bit of like oh my god, I'm doing something that I like and someone's appreciating it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's a company or not, but like people should like people are appreciating my work now, and they're reaching out to me, this and that, and like it's super exciting to work so hard at something, and they're liking your job.
That's so fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool. I think like that's, you just see them like you're approaching your peak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I feel like you still have so much more to accomplish. Like you're off to a great start, and you definitely have a whole lot more to accomplish. Which is amazing to see. But it was cool is like you're already getting there. Like you're already starting to see some some results, some improvements, some satisfaction, some reward, from it.
Which is funny. Like this year's almost ending, and like through all this COVID thing, like I thought I wouldn't be hired for anything because you have to be like 6 feet apart, masks and all this and that, hand sanitizer, and like at the end of this year, like I got 3 weddings next year, and I got a photo shoot tomorrow, and like 3 weddings was like thank you for the last person I did too. Like her name was Layla, and she's a friend of mine. She reached out to me, and then her other friends liked it, and they booked me for their next year, which is like crazy.
They got engaged just so they could do photography without you.
And which is the funny thing is the video that I sent her was just like a test footage of like the practice or like the rehearsal, and they loved it so much that they hired me, and her wedding was so close not to happen this year due to COVID, and I saw it on the news that they just closed a church downtown for not having weddings, and I feel like she came in the perfect time when that happened, because if she didn't get married on that day, I don't think she would have get married at all. But
if you're watching, look at timing, right?
Yeah. Is that, I don't know who that is. But that's insane. COVID almost got in our way her way of pretty much her wedding, and if it wasn't for I'm not saying it wasn't for her wedding, I wouldn't get 3 weddings next year. But
yeah,
it's crazy. All this is happening.
I kind of want to circle back to something, and I know this is kind of vague still. I know if for you guys watching, a lot of the topics are still kind of vague. I just kind of want you guys to apply it to your personal lives. Really just kind of think about how this can affect you in some sort of way. It applies to everybody. It applies to everybody in general. I just want you guys to kind of think about how you would use it in your own life. One of the things I wanted to kind of touch on, Javi, was this thing about how you put in so much work, and for the longest time you didn't have any clients, you didn't have anybody reaching out to you, no traction whatsoever, nothing. But the grit that you have to put in, the fact that you still have to stick with it long enough until you start seeing the results. Now they're starting to come in.
Yeah.
Now that you're actually starting to see them come in, I guarantee you it's harder for you to want to just back out. Yeah. I bet you now with this happening, I doubt that you get those thoughts you're wasting your time. I doubt that you're having any thoughts like this is too hard or this is not. Now that you're getting you're starting to see clients coming in, you're starting to get paid for your work's starting to get appreciated.
Yeah.
You're starting to see the rewards. I guarantee you it keeps you going even more, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, I think one of the problems is, and I'll give you guys a perfect example in a second, but I think one of the problem is that people don't stick with something long enough to reap the rewards.
Yeah.
They don't stick with it long enough to reap the rewards. Here's a perfect example, okay? I used to work with somebody who was she was an old coworker of mine. She always wanted to get into the gym. When I had first met her, she was as thin as my microphone stand, and I hadn't seen her in about a year. When I finally did see her again, this woman had gained 50 pounds. 50 pounds.
Dang.
And then we started buying lunch together. I started to see why. Okay, it'd be Chick-fil-A every fucking day. If not Chick-fil-A, then it was Chipotle every day. Okay, but it wasn't just that. When it was Chick-fil-A, it'd be the burger. It'd be a side of large fries. It'd be 3 different kinds of dipping sauces. It'd be a large fucking Coke every single day. Every single day. Think about how much it adds on. I'm getting to the point in a second. And it was just every single day, just stuff in her face. So she eventually started feeling insecure about herself. Her husband started her husband was trying to motivate her to get back into work. She wanted to look more attractive for him. She decided to join the gym. And she was consistent. Boom. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. She was consistent, no problem. until next Monday. Next Monday, she decides to take one day off. Next day, she goes to the gym. She goes for 30 minutes as opposed to 2 hours. Then she doesn't go Wednesday. Then she doesn't go Thursday. Friday, she was going to go, but she just wasn't feeling like it. She was tired from work. Saturday doesn't have. What happens now? 3 months go by. Never fucking hits the gym once.
Dang.
Never hits the gym once. And then it's the same cycle. Stubs her face until she starts feeling bad about herself again. And then she just has to go back to the gym again. Works out for 2 fucking weeks, quits, goes back to the easy routine. So what I'm getting at is this, is that a lot of people, they'll start something like this, like starting a business, like doing your own, like start going to the gym, trying to make a relationship work, whatever it is, but they don't stick with it long enough to see it through, to reap the rewards. Because, and you know this from starting your company, me from working on mine, you don't see it right away, man.
Yeah.
It does not come as fast as you fucking wish it would come. No matter what it is, it's never fast. It never comes fast. And that's what I think can separate you from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be like anybody else, then you're listening to the wrong podcast. Personally, that's what I believe. If you want to be like everybody else and do what the normals doing, you're in the wrong fucking place. But in order to achieve your goals, you have to do what everybody else isn't fucking doing.
Yeah.
You got to put in that 1 hour a week at the gym. 1 hour a day at the gym every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to cut down the calories. You gotta watch the carbs. You know, you gotta do it. A lot of people, me personally, you know, I'm not work out as much as I like to. So I managed to have a good mentality, but listen, I managed to stay fit, so I don't worry about it too much, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't really count. I don't work on it as much. Okay, other people in the world don't. But someone who's in fitness does it every fucking day. So if you want to be healthy and look good, you gotta fucking do it every single day. People don't stick with it long enough to actually to see the rewards because it gets too hard, you know. And I think along with achieving your goals, it's a matter of self-discipline. So yeah, so to kind of summarize all that, is 2 things that you definitely need is to stick with it long enough to see the rewards, and have the fucking discipline to do it. You gotta have the discipline.
Yeah, like I'm talking about the gym and all. Like I joined the gym like about a few weeks ago actually, and I've been going to the gym every single day for the past 3 weeks now, and I'm like in pain and like I can't even like stand up at work, and for the past 2 days now I haven't gone, and so I feel kind of bad, and like if I don't go, then my body's not wanting to go, and so I have to go like tomorrow, even though it's my day off. Like I have to go. Like I can't stop. Like I just started this. I'm paying for it, so I mean, might as well just use it as my advantage. Pretty much, you go constantly if you wanted to. Like I just go. Like I go every day after work, and for 2 hours, and like I have to do it. Like if I don't do it, then I know I'm not gonna do it ever again. So like even like you were talking about, like nobody stays till the end for the reward. Like I've seen there's a YouTuber that I watch, his name is Peter McKinnon, and I watched one of his older videos, and he even said like people that watch YouTube videos see their success already on YouTube, see that they can travel the world, they have money, this and that, they have expensive cars, gear, houses, this and that, but they worked for it, you know. They weren't just given it, like everything to them. Like you don't see the behind the scenes of so many hours that they put into it. Yeah.
You only see the surface.
Yeah, you only see their success and their expensive cars and cameras and this and that. Like they worked for it. They hit 10 million subscribers. They hit 20 million subscribers, but it took them for years to get there.
Years, sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Sacrifices.
Editing videos like he has a family. A lot of YouTubers have families, and they have to manage everything pretty much, and that's like a job for them too. Like, but like the people that watch them, like they should get like they're working behind the scenes for you pretty much. Like they're doing it for you to watch, to entertain you. Even now that when we're COVID, like we can't really go anywhere, they're still doing it. Even now, like it's not stopping any YouTuber. It's not stopping anybody from creating something as a goal or achieving something in life. Like as much as I want my company to thrive and like get there already, like I have to work at it. I'm not gonna be given an expensive camera tomorrow. No, I have to work at it to get another camera for it. You know,
Yeah.
like I want to buy another camera, $1,300, but like that's I have to work for that money. I'm not gonna be given to it. Maybe in 2 years I might be sponsored by Canon, but but you know,
Hope you're listening, Canon.
but like people need to get like if you have an idea, go do it. It's gonna take you a couple years to achieve it, but that's the journey to the end. That's the journey to the big reward. If you're an actor, if you're a director, that's your Oscar, your Academy Award is your reward at the end. Like maybe you're a CEO of a company, your reward is I don't know, maybe what?
An empire, you know.
Yeah,
money,
an empire, yeah.
yeah.
Like if you're well, I don't know. Other examples like maybe you want to I don't know, make music.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine that started making music and started putting stuff on SoundCloud, which I'll link it down below later
That's what I'm
on.
gonna say on this, yeah.
And like he just did it. Like he didn't care what people think. Like his music sounds good. Like from his first song that he released till now, he's improved for sure. And he's got so many streams, so many followers. Like he did what he wanted to do, and like which is crazy how many streams he has right now. He has like 500 streams or maybe 1,000 streams in total, and that might not be a lot to a lot of people, but for someone like him that just started about months ago or maybe a year ago, I don't know, that's a lot. That's a accomplish for him. Like success shouldn't be $1 million. Success should be your goal, like your award at the end. You know, like money isn't everything. Being happy is what matters. Like if you create a company and it's thriving and it's just on the same path and if it's working for you, then great, stay on that same path. If you want to keep going higher and higher, then keep working at it because that's where it's gonna go. Like people shouldn't like, you know, stop where they're at right now and not seeing it grow. Like you have to make it grow by working at it and putting so much hours into it. And I know I'm going on and on about this, but
No,
like,
you're right.
yeah.
You really touched on something I wanted to talk about. I had to intervene real quick because I had to speak out to musicians for one, because I myself am a musician as well, and there was always this kind of this misconception when it came to musicians. There is this misconception. It drives me fucking nuts. But so just a quick background. When I was younger, I was like 16 at the time, maybe like 16, 17 at the time, and I was making music, and I was promoting it all over the internet. Okay, me and like every other rapper in Santa Fe, we're all promoting our music online, right, on Facebook, and we're blowing it up. And this was our form of promotion. We would write statuses like my status, and I'll tag you in my next song.
Yeah.
That was our form of promotion back in the day. Or we'd release a song and we'd tag 40 different people and spam the hell out of the internet, right? Spam all our friends. Or we'd create a business page and then invite all of our friends over to like it. That's kind of how we promoted it back in the day. But I noticed that everybody was doing the same thing, and everybody was spamming everybody. All the musicians were spamming everybody. You know, it was just cluttered, and it wasn't really producing the desired results. You weren't actually getting real fans. You weren't actually getting music out right. People weren't actually listening to it. People weren't actually appreciating your art. So for some reason, I always thought to myself, in order for this to be successful, you got to market the music. You got to learn how to actually position it right. Mm-hmm. Long story short, that's how I kind of got into the whole marketing space. And as I got into it, I started realizing one thing about musicians. And it drives me crazy, okay? Because the thing is, musicians have this misconception that if you just upload it in the internet, that they have this misconception that every single musician that exists out there right now was discovered by chance. They all believe that every musician was discovered by chance. That they just had a song that was on YouTube that went viral and it blew up and became the next hit. That they were just, some A&R was just cruising through YouTube and just happened to find the video. That some A&R would just happen to be at a bar where they were doing a show and he just happened to discover. They always trying to get discovered. They're always trying to go viral. They'll make a song and they'll just upload it to the internet and then just hope that it pops off, right?
Yeah.
Hopes that it gets discovered, hope that it goes viral, using that kind of a strategy. And as I grew up, I grew older, and I realized it never works that way. Never works that way. Like you said, Javi, you really have to work at it. Even those who got discovered, those overnight successes were never overnight successes. They worked so hard at it until they finally, all the accumulation of the hard work finally paid off.
Yeah.
And what you see now is just the result of all that hard work.
Yeah.
They're, the saying goes, you're a 20-year overnight success. You know, a 5-year overnight success.
Yeah.
Because you work hard for it, but all of a sudden people hear from you now that you've accomplished it, you know? They never heard of that before. So you always have to work for it. I always believe in that. You have to put in the time. And to all my musician friends, I know they fucking hate it when I tell them. I know they hate it, they dread it, they don't like the thought of it, they just want to make music, they just don't want to think about having to promote themselves properly. They hate the work, but you got to do that work that you like to do in order to get someone with it.
Yeah.
And along with you, like you were saying, growing, you have to do the work that you don't like to do. The work that you don't like to, like, in order to grow, there's going to be tasks that you don't like to do.
Yeah.
You don't like having to reach out to different clients. You don't like to have to like, you know, hire an employee and then try to train them right. And especially they don't know exactly, they don't have your style, they don't have your eye. You're trying to train them stuff. You know, it's stuff that comes along with it, but you have to do it in order to make it work.
Yeah.
In order to make the bigger picture work, you know?
Yeah, and I don't know, like, how the rate, like, my company is going, like, next year, like, I don't know if I could do all the jobs at once, you know, and I might have to hire someone else. But, like, that's the thing, like, you have to, yes, hire someone and train them and tell them to do this and that. And maybe, like, it might not be for everyone, depending on what career you're in, but, like, if I had to hire a photographer, another videographer, he might have his own style of filming something, or own style of taking a photo. And I don't really have to, like, train him, I guess, in a way, because he might already know how to do photography. And someone that doesn't know how to do it, yeah, I guess I'll have to teach him and do this and that and tell him, like, you should change this settings, you should be over here, this and that. Like, you have to start from scratch, pretty much.
Right.
Like, that might be your next goal, too. Like, when your new employee comes in, that's your next goal, is to make him successful and be independent and maybe learn from you. And maybe he might work for you for 1 or 2 years and he might move off somewhere else. And, like, that's a nice thing about having your own company or being a musician or being an actor, is that you train someone and it feels good because you can teach someone else and become, like, they could become the next big photographer, a big next singer or rapper, this and that, you know, next CEO, I don't know. But, like, that's the beauty about creating a company or creating something, is that you have the ability to train someone or to teach someone to be successful and to say, like, hey, if you want to do this, then do it. Like, now you could see you've learned from your mistakes, and now you could tell them, like, okay, we'll do this and that.
Yeah, you can face them to theirs.
Yeah, and then sometimes you might not want to force them and say, like, well, don't do this, don't do that. Let them make the mistake first, and then tell them later. Don't just tell them, okay, don't do this. Let them make the mistake, where they could learn as well. Because if you teach them just the right things, they're not going to know what they're going to do. They're not going to be able to know when they made a mistake, how to fix that in that moment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when the time comes, like, okay, don't get in front of me, or don't do this and that. Like, they're not going to learn what to do when they're in that situation. Teach them, let them learn on their own how to make a mistake, you know? And, like, the same goes for musicians, like this and that. Like, my friend, he's put so much hours into his music, and, like, there's people that comment and like his stuff, and, like, there's, like, one comment that said, like, oh, okay, I can help you out and blow your music up, and usually they're fake, but, like, the cool thing about it is that, like, he could be his own person, you know? And maybe later on when he gets successful, you could hire a producer or hire someone else to do his work or something else, you know?
Yeah, you're right. When I started off in the music industry, I was kind of, I was listening to I was actually bought a course from someone who was successful. At the time, she was making 6 figures off her own company.
Dang.
This is a woman, man. All right, a woman. Never toured ever once in her life. Never toured. Okay, so she wasn't making money from shows. Never toured. Just recording from her house, right? Mother of 5 kids that she had to homeschool on top of that.
Ah, dang.
And yet built a successful 6-figure music business company. That was at the time when I actually joined her course.
Yeah.
Now I can't even imagine how much she's making. Last time so 6 figures, about $8,000 a month, right, in business. I think she was at the point now where she was making like when I last stopped following her, she was making $30,000 a month, dude. $30,000 a fucking month. That's fucking crazy, dude. A mother of 5 stays at home, homeschools all her kids. On top of that, she's running a music business. On top of that, she's running a music marketing business, managing all that.
Dang.
I was like, fuck, if she can do it, like, why the fuck can't we?
Yeah.
But what she was saying though is like, you kind of have to start learning how to do things on your own and start practicing and putting in the grit yourself and, kind of putting that hard work yourself. Because I think that just a lot of people just expect it to just kind of fall in their lap or like it's just going to magically happen or, yeah, I don't know. Just a lot of stuff that comes along with it. I'm really kind of see where we're at the time right now. 44.
All right, 43 minutes.
We got anybody watching? Any topics? No, it's fine. I enjoy the conversation.
Yeah. You
But-
can watch this later, too.
Yeah. We're gonna probably edit this. I think we should make some
Okay.
snippets, man. Anyways, we'll talk about that afterwards.
Yeah. But that's insane.
Is yeah. $30,000 a month. No joke. No joke.
It's like
That's what got me into like the music that I was making. I was like, holy fuck, I want to make that.
Yeah.
But you know what, man? Like I read books on this topic all the time, and I'm always constantly reading. I'm always constantly trying to learn and trying to improve myself in the subject, man. In the subject of just goals and like achieving goals and making goals, man. And I don't know. There's a couple of things I want to touch on because I'm pretty passionate about the subject.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. One, having goals is being successful. No excuses is another thing that I would say. In order to achieve your goals, never make excuses. 3, you gotta have self-discipline. That discipline and the discipline's the key. The key is to any sort of success is discipline, hands down. You gotta be willing to sit down and do the fucking work. You gotta be willing to sacrifice important times sometimes. You gotta be willing to sacrifice fucking friends sometimes, man.
Yeah.
And that's like that's probably huge. Probably the huge. Because the thing is, if you really want to accomplish certain things, man, like if you want to accomplish big things, you know what I'm saying? Or, I mean, like for example, I'm not saying like you have to be like the next, Will Smith, but for example, like even just the gym, you gotta with certain friends. If you're trying to get fit and you're hanging out with fat people, not to be offensive to anybody, but if you're hanging out with fat people, how the fuck are you gonna get fit?
Ben. I'm sorry. I have to do that.
Oh shit! Someone had to say it. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh man, I'm sorry. I had to.
Oh fuck! We're not editing that out. We're leaving that in there.
No, we're leaving that. He's gonna message me later. He's like, "What the heck, dude?"
But yeah, like the thing is, you gotta watch out who you hang out with, because if you're hanging out with people who are not doing what you're doing what's similar to what you want to do, or who aren't where you want to be, then you're gonna fall into the fucking influence. No matter what. Me personally, in my goals, I've got a lot of people. Friends and family included. Now I still see them from time to time. I still talk to them here and there, but it's not as frequent as it used to be.
Yeah.
I don't hang out with certain family friends of mine like every weekend like I used to. I don't see them every Saturday like I used to. Not that they're bad people. Not that I don't like them. Not that I don't click. Not that I think that they're wasting my time. I just have different goals that I want to achieve. There's different things that I want to do with myself in my time. And hanging out with them is it's a distraction. They don't see the value in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for them to talk you away from that, to pull you away from that. You don't realize the influence that people have until 5 years from now you realize you threw a lot of shit away.
Yeah.
I had to learn it the hard way. I've had to learn it the hard way. Because, man, fuck, a lot of friends I've hung out with have always pulled me in the wrong direction, And I've always told myself being the leader of my friends. So,
Mm.
like they put me in the right direction, and I guide them where to go after that. You know, I just make it worse. But I've learned how to just stay away from them. Stay away from them. Just find somebody else to hang out with. Even that means being alone. You know, so much better for you. A whole lot more healthier for you. Sometimes it's just like in terms of adopting new friends or choosing better friends, it's as simple as just going onto YouTube, watching podcasts like this, you know, reading books of people who are doing what you're doing. Like those are your influences, man. If you spend more time reading 5 pages than hanging out with 5 dumbasses, you know, you know,
Yeah.
you're gonna get a lot further. It's gonna stick in your brain a lot more, and you'll take more actions in what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of the word, but it's like in sequence with what you're doing.
Yeah. No, when I was in college, like when I was still studying photography, you know, I had this group of friends which were great, you know, and they were great friends, but like I felt like, I mean, not to sound mean or anything, but like I kind of wasted my time hanging out with them. But even though I was just a young adult, going to college, wasted time, a lot of time hanging out. Like I should have stuck with someone that like at least another group of people that were in my field of work, you know. And like it really depends on who you're hanging out with. Like you said, like people that just want to hang out or go do something stupid, but like you're not gonna do anything in life if you keep wasting your time not hanging out with the right crowd, you know. Like find a friend that does YouTube, find a friend that does music, find a friend that does video. Like find someone that connects. Yeah. And I have a friend of mine that I just recently talked to. We went to the same middle school. Years later down the road, I see her at this wedding. And she's also a photographer as well, and I've also told her like, hey, well, we should go do a photo shoot, we should hang out, we should go downtown and take photos. Like she also has like a camera as well, and like I'm teaching. Yeah, I've even taught her like how like manage your business, or like she asked me recently like, well, how much do you think I should charge? And I told her it just depends on what you're worth and your time and how much time you're spending on editing and taking photos and being with clients, you know. Like find those people that do the same thing that you do. Like if you're managing a business on Facebook, or I don't know, really just doing anything what you want to do, go hang out with them. Go I don't know, yeah.
Just hang out with them, yeah. Just be around them, yeah. Fuck, I had something I wanted to say that I just can't remember.
You could jump in. You can interrupt me if you want. I could just give you.
No, I like to hear you talk, man. I like to hear your perspective. Your perspective actually give me some insight on some of the things I want to do. You know what, man? I've actually learned a lot too. Cause what I do in my line of work and my advertising is I was talking to a lot of people in my group who are. This is the value of having the right friends. But I remember I joined the group, right? We were all hanging, a bunch of people who we had accountability partners. And where our task was to hold each other accountable. So we meet up once a week, and then we kind of just make the goals for the week. And then throughout that week, we would set out to go and achieve them. And then we'd touch base again the next week and see how it went. See how things were. But here's what I started realizing. Even within the group of these aspiring entrepreneurs, what I was realizing was that these people, they themselves were they're still kind of like at the learning stage, but they weren't making progress. They hadn't made any progress. They weren't taking any action. They weren't moving in the right steps. Yet, and I was in a group with them, in an accountability group. So we meet up on Saturdays. We all, and you know, I mean, it sounds obvious, but let me just kind of clarify. Accountability means like, hey, what's your goal for the next week? And then my job is to hold you accountable and make sure you actually do it, that you're actually following through with your goal. So if you don't have an accountability partner, I suggest you get one. It's like Kavi, like, oh, my goal is to edit out these next 10 photos, okay, and get my client to pay me. So then what I'll do is I'll check in with you frequently throughout the week. How many photos have you edited? How many videos have you done? You know, how many clients are you working with? That's what accountability partner does. But what we do in that group is we check in on Saturday, want to hear from each other the whole fucking week, and then we check in on Saturday, and it's like, what did you get accomplished? And nobody met any of their goals. All we'll talk about is how we had like mind blocks, like procrastination was getting in the way. We were hesitant, moving in fear. It was stagnant. It wasn't moving anywhere. One guy he was in the group. He started slowly drifting away. He wasn't able to attend as much because the family things were going on. So he wasn't hanging out with us. After he handled his family situation, he'd go work in his business. First guy in the group, boom, landed $7,000 client a month.
Dang.
$7,000 a month client. Quit his fucking job the first time, as soon as he landed that client.
Dang.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now the thing was, his was crazy. He was doing the money back guarantee. He's like, hey, look, I'm gonna make you this, I'm gonna bring you these results. If I can't do it, I'll give you your money back. Okay? So that means like at any time, if he's not producing those results, boom, he has to give that money back. They paid him $7,000. The guy went and quit his fucking job. He bet on himself that he was gonna be able to produce the results and that he was gonna keep producing the results every single month to keep making the $7,000. I was like, oh, holy fuck. I was like, I need to hang out with someone like that. Man. I was like, holy shit.
Dang.
So, you know, my work life started getting in the way and I just couldn't attend the meetings anymore. I started drifting off. Another girl, she couldn't start attending either. Boom, the group started drifting off. They went out, boom, she lands a $1,500 a month client. It's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Considering she still has a job, an extra $1,500, you tell me you wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, holy fuck. I was like, this is the people I need to talk to.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to hang out with the people who are still not making results, who are not getting results. I don't want to hang out with the people who are still talking about, like, wanting to get the results. I don't want to talk to the people who are still struggling to get the result. I want to talk to people who are just like, fuck everything. Like, I'm risking everything. I don't care about the fear. I don't care about the procrastination. I'm willing to just go for it.
Yeah.
You know, when I talk to these guys, man, I'm like, holy fuck. And when I talk to these guys, I feel like I'm one of them. You know, they hold me to a higher standard. And in evolution, you know, we want to be accepted by a group. That's when we have peer pressure and things like that. We feel that kind of shit because we want to be accepted by our groups. So when I see these guys and they're like, you know, making thousands and thousands of dollars a month, I was like, oh shit, like I want to be like that. So when they ask me how many clients are you working with, and I'm like, I have one, I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
It makes me want to go out and get more clients.
Yeah.
It makes me want to fit in with somebody, with them. Makes me want to fit in with somebody who's actually who's achieving what I'm achieving. So it pulls you to a higher standard. It forces you to elevate yourself.
Yeah.
You know? You don't get that with people who are doing shit with their lives, man.
Yeah.
One of the mistakes I made is I had friends, good looking guys, man. Good looking guys. Get all the girls in the fucking world that you can ask for. Okay? They had just enough money that they can supply the drinks for the parties and stuff. And it was cool, man. I liked it. It was addictive. It was seductive. And, you know, the girls that were around were always amazing. But the only problem is this. They're wasting the best years of their life chasing the wrong things. Because a lot of them are gonna, 40 years from now, they're not gonna have the looks. They're gonna be ugly as fuck. Then, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, yeah. Oh. Someone said hi.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on there? Welcome to the chat. We're just kind of talking about our goals and what success means, things of that nature. So where was that? So these guys were good-looking guys, right? But I thought to myself, 40 years from now, the looks are gonna get faded. No girls are gonna be wanting to be with this guy, right? And on top of that, he's still gonna be working as a fucking server, making minimum wage, relying on tips his whole fucking life. Again, not that there's anything bad with that, but that's just not what I want for my life.
Yeah.
You know, because he sacrificed 5 years for fun, he suffers for 40. Instead of sacrificing 5 years for hard work, enjoying 40.
Yeah.
You see where the imbalance is at? So it's very important to choose your friends wisely.
Yeah, and my brother told me this a while ago. He said, like, you're gonna bet on yourself and you're gonna suffer and waste maybe money on your business or something you want to achieve in life, and it might not be working out as well. Maybe those 5 years you might accomplish something. Maybe in those 5 years you might not accomplish anything, but in the long run, if it does turn out great, you could actually maybe retire off of it and enjoy life after. You work so hard, put so many 20, 30 years into it, and then at the end you could just like relax. And
shit, maybe even last year. Give me a second though.
Yeah.
I apologize, guys. I have to use the restroom. I've never done a live video like this before, man. 45 minutes in front of the camera. I gotta go at least once.
I don't think it can last. All right, I'm gonna get off of Instagram. And it was pretty cool. I hope you guys are enjoying this live podcast that me and my friend Fernando are doing. Maybe we're gonna be doing something next week. No, not next week actually. We might plan on doing something else, and we want to include you guys or anybody else that want to join our podcast. And you might have you might want to I don't know, maybe pitch in and join the conversation, and think about any other topic that you might want to bring on to the conversation. Let me just get on here real quick. Might actually have to.
Alright, what's new, Hardy? Where we at on time? Okay, 8 o'clock.
15 minutes.
It's been an hour.
I know.
That's good. Time flies, man.
I know,
It's
dang.
flying. That's how it goes. So yeah, man. I think we covered a lot, man. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's anything else to talk. I think this is a good length, especially for anybody who's watching or who's gonna watch this afterwards. Is there anything else you kind of want to just cover? Any last thoughts that you want to just kind of give to the folks?
Yeah, don't give up on what you want to do in life. Like, if you're wanting to be the next big pop star or big CEO, or just even small things like go to the gym. A lot of people have like that goal, the main common goal, like I want to go to the gym next year. Sometimes they don't do it. Like in 2019, I said I was gonna go to the gym, and the last month of 2020, I started doing the gym. Like, don't push it to the side. Go do it.
Get
Like,
started fucking now.
Go join the gym now, or go do something now. Like, stop wasting time and saying, okay, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it next week. Do it right now.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it the next week. I'll get started next week. I'll get started on Wednesday, or I'll do it tomorrow after. Get started now.
Yeah. Like
Tomorrow's turned into never's.
I pushed the gym to like the last month of this year. I should have gone to the gym like at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, props though. At least you got started though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it took you 12 months.
It
So as long as you get started, I'll at least give you that.
Yeah.
You're proud. I think the last thing I want to say is just be fearless when you're pursuing whatever you want to do, whatever goal it is, whatever you do. Just be fearless when you go with it. Okay, fearless of what might happen, fear from failure, fear of this is my thing. Like, let all that shit go. Learn to develop the skill of acting in spite of fear. 2, just taking action, getting started. You know, when you know you have to be at the gym at 6 and it's 5:30 and you don't really feel like it, you're losing the motivation just thinking about it, just fucking go. Like, learn that skill. 3, the most important one it's just more important one. It's not what I say, it's just what it is.
Mhm.
The most important skill is self-discipline. Self-discipline will get you through it no matter what. Read the books on self-discipline, or learn to understand how it works. Like, self-discipline is important. Whether like you going to the gym, you want to stick to your diet, whether you stick to your workout, whether you want to grow your business, whether you're a college student who wants to finish their homework on time, who wants to graduate, you have to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined. Your goals aren't going to get achieved if you don't have it. So yeah, that's just my final thoughts. Anyways, for all you guys who are watching, we're happy to have had you guys. Anybody who's watching this after the show, I really hope that you guys get some value out of it. I know that there's a lot that we talked about, and there's just kind of a lot of our experience that we shared. nor am I expecting that everything that you guys say to like stick with you guys. But my personal hope is that at least there's a few gems in here that really make the difference for you. I know if that you just get a few golden nuggets out of what you've heard today, then that'll make the biggest difference. It'll make me happier and I feel good about what I've shared and what Javi has shared. Anything else you want to tell the folks off?
Oh man, I don't know what else to say. I mean, thank you guys for even watching this video, clicking on this video, and like hopefully we could have maybe next time we do this like a different topic as well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's
that
pretty
being
fun
said,
to do.
Yeah, I agree. With that being said, if you guys want to hear certain topics, things that you guys want to hear us talk about, things that you guys are just interested in, whatever it is, just leave it in the comments. Go ahead and just let us know. Whatever you think that we can do better, just tell us anything. Just help us improve this to make it a better watching experience for you guys.
And you might learn something out of it. Like if someone wants to even join the live stream, like they could teach someone else, or you can even learn from this.
Yeah. If you want to jump on too and have something to say, if you want something to contribute, please be our guest. With that being said, Ben, fuck off.
All right.
Let's see.